Right, for this video what we're going to do, the parallel park exercise, looking at the little green car here on the left. I'm checking my mirror, I'm not being followed. If I was being followed I would indicate that I'm stopping, the left indicator, and then I pull up alongside the car that I'm doing the manoeuvre on. If it's pointing the same way as yourself, a good cue to stop is where the door mirrors come alongside each other. So before any exercise we have a good all-round check. It's important that if anyone's walking along the path to our left here, if they're in the vicinity of where we're reversing to, that we wait until they're out of harm's way before we start reversing into their direction. Anyone walking on this side, we're just watching to see if they're going to cross the road. Right, so I'm quite happy that I can begin this manoeuvre. So final check, and then I'm just going to start creeping back, and we're going to use my method of 3/4 of a turn, and then keep your observations going, and I'm going to go back until my angle is about 20 degrees, yeah, which is what I've got now, and I'm going to straighten the wheels off again and keep the wheels straight. So I'm now coming in at a shallow angle, which means I can virtually go past the car that I'm doing the manoeuvre on. And a little tip here, I'm just going to pause for a minute. If you look at the position of the car you're doing the manoeuvre on the left hand side, and imagine a wall coming along the left hand side of that car, train your eyes into the side of your vehicle, look at the end and think, how close to the curb? I'm not quite close enough yet to steer, so I'm just going to go back a little bit more, again checking, and now I'm happy and feel I need to turn, so I've turned. How much you turn depends on when you do that. I can see the curb going long alongside the car, so straighten the wheels up, stop the car, secure it, and that's us parked within the distance required, and that's 2 car lengths. So at the beginning of your test, what the examiner would do, which is what I couldn't do on this road, the examiner has to pull you up at the side of the road in view of the vehicle that you're doing the manoeuvre on. It's never a vehicle between 2 cars, so it's the end vehicle in a row or a vehicle that's on its own. It must be fully on the road, the vehicle that they use. So they will pull you up at the side of the road and they will explain what's required, and it goes something like this. I'd like you to pull up alongside the vehicle in front for the parallel park exercise. Pull up alongside it, select reverse and park your car, and park it reasonably close and parallel to the curb, and I'd like you to do that within a distance of no more than 2 car lengths. So it's that kind of instruction that you're going to get from the examiner. The examiner won't speak after that until you've secured the car. Once you've secured the car, then that's it. Okay, where this manoeuvre sometimes goes wrong, several things. Sometimes learners will overcut the angle, so the angle's coming a bit too steep and they come into the curb a little bit too quickly. I'll show you how you sort that out. Okay, so I'm going to move out onto an angle. I'm not going to begin the manoeuvre again, so I've now got a much steeper angle, and I'm coming into the curb and I'm oblivious, I'm not checking how close I am, and I'm now realising I've got to steer. Now the car's not going to make it. Now what normally happens, if you're going slow enough, the curb will stop you a bit like that. Okay, now as you can see I'm still on an angle, so this isn't quite right. At this point, if you give up, you're going to have failed your test. What you need to do, show the examiner, good all-round check, pull your vehicle away from that situation. It's good to steer back towards the car. Don't start the manoeuvre again, they won't let you start the manoeuvre completely again. Get far enough away so that when you come back this time, you can put a little bit more steer. I'm going to pause here because I've got a vehicle coming up from behind. Once that has passed, another all-round check, and then I will continue with my manoeuvre. Right, so this time I've cleared the curb, I've got that long curb going down the street with a little bit of a gap, and I've done. So correcting the manoeuvre like that is acceptable, providing you do everything safely. You look around, you only move forward when it's safe, and when you reverse back again, you check again to make sure it's safe. Okay, the other thing that can often go wrong, I just need to pause, look at the vehicle, coming the other way, go. I'm almost going to go to the beginning again. Alright, so I'm now on the angle, I've got the 20-degree angle, so at this point I've just straightened my wheels up. Right? So some learners maybe start to steer right too soon. So what happens, your car becomes straight and you've not got near the curb. Right? We're quite generous with the amount of space we do, so if you realise that happens and you get a steeper angle again. Again, there's a car coming, but I think I'm just going to cut the curb. So I made a mess of that through rushing. Pull forward a little bit more. Check it all round. Get more turn on. And there we go. That's better. So you were allowed to rectify it. So that's the sort of things that can go wrong. Okay? Hopefully, on your driving test, you'll be well practiced and have the skills to nail it in one go. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please tune in and watch some of my other videos soon. Thank you.